After a long day at the office, I walked into my home and immediately noticed my parents sitting in the living room, patiently waiting for me. The sight confused me as I usually arrive home late, well after they had gone to bed. This time, however, they were awake, prompting me to approach them. Wine. Mom, Dad, you are still awake? They both looked at me and stood up. My father approached me gently, placing his hand on my shoulders. Mr. Kim. Wine, my daughter? Confused, I couldn't help but notice the unusual seriousness in my father's demeanor. Typically, he engaged with me in a light-hearted manner. Wine. What happened, Dad? Mr. Kim, I want you to fulfill my one wish. Will you? Perplexed, I stared at him with confusion. Wine. What happened, Dad? Why are you talking like this? What wish you are referring to? Mr. Kim, I have never asked anything from you before, right? But today I want a promise that you will fulfill my wish. Wine. Alright, I promise, but first tell me what wish you are talking about. Mr. Kim took a deep breath. Mr. Kim, I want you to get married. Shocked and in disbelief, I looked at him, my past heartbreak flooding my thoughts. I hadn't moved on because I truly loved that person. Mr. Kim, Wine, please, I know you will not disappoint me, and I want to tell you that Mr. John is my business partner and I have known them and their family for so long. They are very good people, although they are mafias, but their son is blind. Confused and in disbelief, you looked at him. Wine, blind? Mrs. Kim, yes, he met with an accident last year and there he lost his eyesight, but he is taking medication and he will be fine. Mr. Kim, I know you will not reject him just because his blindness. Right, Wine? You looked at him, still emotionally and mentally unready for any relationship. Mr. Kim, Wine, will you marry him, please? Will you fulfill my wish, please? Feeling torn, you don't know what to do, but you cannot go against your father as you truly love him and for the first time he asked you for something. Wine. Alright. Mr. and Mrs. Kim's face brightened and their smiles widened. Mr. Kim excitedly. Thank you. Thank you so much, my daughter. Wait, let me show you his photograph. Wine. It's okay, Dad. I don't want to see. I mean, he must be good because you chose him for me. You forced a smile and went to your room. Closing the door, you sat on the bed in silence, grappling with your emotions. Feeling emotionally overwhelmed and conflicted after agreeing to your father's wish, you sought solace in your room. You opened the drawers beside your bed and retrieved some photographs. As you gazed at them, tears welled up in your eyes. The images captured moments with your ex, evoking a flood of memories and emotions. The bittersweet nostalgia weighed heavily on you, reflecting the lingering pain and reluctance to move on from a past relationship you had truly cherished. Despite your efforts to move on, you find yourself unable to escape the deep and enduring love you feel for your ex. The struggle to let go is evident in your emotions as the memories continue to hold a significant place in your heart. Despite the passage of time, the profound connection you shared with your ex remains, leaving you grappling with the persistent and unyielding nature of your feelings. At Jeon's mansion, Mr. Jeon, I have fixed your wedding. Jungkook looked shocked in disbelief. Response. Jungkook, what? What are you saying, Dad? Mr. Jeon, I know you would not agree, so I already fixed it with Mr. Kim's daughter. Don't argue, Jungkook. You know I will never do anything wrong for you. Jungkook, but Dad, please try to understand. Why are you destroying any girl's life? Who will agree to marry me, huh? Nobody wants to marry a blind person. Mrs. Jeon, she already agreed to do so, Jungkook. Jungkook, she must be forced to do so, right? Or you offered so much money or something else. Mr. Jeon triggered respond firmly. Mr. John, shut up, Jungkook. What are you saying? She knows that you are blind and she belongs to a very wealthy family. So why would she do anything for money? You are just thinking too much. I have fixed your wedding and it's final. Jungkook is still not ready as he doesn't want to ruin any girl's life. He knows he won't be able to take responsibility properly due to his eyesight. Another reason is that he loves someone else, but he never shared it with his family except his sister Sarah. He loves his ex, with whom he broke up last year, aware that his father won't understand him, and being aware of his father's stubbornness, he feels trapped with no other option. Jungkook, trapped by his father's decision, felt helpless and conflicted. The impending wedding carried the weight of unspoken emotions, especially his enduring love for his ex. In the shadows of the approaching union, Jungkook yearned for understanding, a bridge between his family's expectation and the authenticity of his heart. On the wedding day, in the bridal room, nerves gripped you tightly as you sat unready for the impending wedding. In the hushed confines of the bridal room, nervous energy danced through you, creating a symphony of anticipation. As you sat wrestling with your own doubts, your parents entered, their eyes instantly missing at the eternal vision you presented in the bridal dress. Your dad approached with a tenderness that spoke volumes. He kissed your forehead, a silent reassurance that carried the weight of a lifetime of love. Blessings spilled from his lips, each word imbued with hope and emotions, forming an invisible cloak around you. Stepping into the wedding aisle with your father, you kept your gaze fixed downwards, the weight of uncertainty settling in the pit of your stomach, each step echo in the rhythm of your apprehensive heartbeat. However, as you approached the altar, a peculiar sensation brushed against your senses. A fragrance, a familiar and comforting, wafted through the air. Intrigued, you summoned the courage to lift your head. When you looked up, you couldn't believe your eyes. It was your long lost love standing there as the groom. Your heart raced and tears filled your eyes instantly. Seeing him after so long overwhelmed you with surprise and emotions. The bridal room, once tense, now became a space where your unexpected reunion unfolded, turned a scripted event into a heartfelt, personal moment. As you gazed at him, a whirlwind of feelings and questions flooded your mind. You wanted to ask him so much, understand how he ended up here. On the other side, Jungkook sensed a familiar fragrance, but dismissed it, convincing himself it couldn't be her. When it was time to exchange rings, your hands trembled with emotional turmoil. Placing the ring in Jungkook's hand, a shiver ran through you, and he also felt something familiar. However, he chose to ignore these feelings. Despite the unspoken connection, both of you exchanged rings, navigating a moment that resonated with a mix of emotions and unanswered questions. Priest, do you, John Jungkook, accept Kim Wine as your lawfully wedded wife? Jungkook, so much surprised, felt his heart race upon hearing the bride's name. He was silent, torn between emotions, struggling to accept that it could be Wine. He tried convincing himself that he might have heard the wrong name. Jungkook, I do. When the priest continued asking you to accept Jungkook as her lawfully wedded husband, Wine, with teary eyes, said, I do. In that moment, Jungkook, overwhelmed with emotions, got sure that it was Wine. Jungkook POV. It's Wine. It's my Wine. His eyes turned teary and a tear escaped, realizing the truth. Priest. You both are now husband and wife. Groom can kiss the bride. Jungkook and Hugh stood before each other, the air pulsating, a myriad of emotions. Jungkook, still processing the reality of you being his bride, felt a mixture of disbelief and longing. Wine, teary-eyed yet hopeful, carried the weight of a past love. Jungkook took your hand and pecked it. He was still surprised and don't know how to react. Jungkook's POV. I don't know how to react right now. My love of life is right in front of me, dressed as a bride, but I don't know how to face her after everything I did to her. Following the heartfelt wedding ceremony, Jungkook and Wine, now united as husband and wife, sought blessings from their parents before heading to the Jeon mansion. As you stepped into the Jeon mansion, the walls seemed to echo with the silent whispers of your newly formed bond. The journey that began with the unexpected twists and turns had now led you to this shared home where the chapters of your lives were poised to unfold. As you both entered the room, Sarah, Jungkook's sister, followed. Sarah cheerfully, "Hello Unni, you look so beautiful." You looked in her direction and managed to force a smile. Sarah, "Unni, can I please take my brother outside for 5 minutes? I want to talk to him, please." You looked at her and nodded with a smile. Sarah took Jungkook with her, leaving you alone in the room. Your eyes wandered and you noticed a letter beside the bed addressed to Miss Kim. Curiosity and apprehension mingled as you opened it. Letter. I am sorry that you have to marry me, but I want to tell you that I love someone else and I can't love you. But I promise that I will try to do my responsibility properly and will respect you truly. He told a worker in his house to write it as he was speaking, and the worker was writing. Your eyes again turned teary, realizing he loved someone else, potentially the reason for your past breakup. You felt heartbroken. Meanwhile, in another corner of the mansion, Sarah, "Oppa, you know Uni is so beautiful, and please, I know you love someone else, but please try to move on and don't be rude with her, alright?" Jungkook was just listening to her as she didn't know that it is Wine whom he loves. Sarah, are you listening? Jungkook, yeah, and do you think I'm rude? Sarah, of course, no doubt. You used to be so nice before, but now you seem so rude and heartless. Jungkook raised his eyebrow and didn't reply further. After this, time skips to night. You saw him sitting on the bed and you decided to sleep on the couch after reading the letter, but you saw that there is no couch in the room, so you decided to ask him, Wine, why is there no couch in your room? Jungkook, huh? You can sleep here on the bed. Wine, are you sure? Jungkook nodded. You sat on the bed and gathered the courage to ask. Wine, a little nervous. How do you lose your eyesight? Jungkook didn't reply, triggering a mix of frustration and concern. Wine, why are you not replying? Hello, I'm talking to you. Jungkook coldly, I don't want to talk about this. You felt a pang of sadness as he didn't share it with you, remembering a time when he used to confide everything. Despite the silence, you accepted his decision, your heart weighed down by unspoken questions and a sense of longing for the connection you once held. You laid down silently, maintaining a safe distance and turning your face in another direction. A sudden noise of glass breaking jolted you, and you quickly got up, looking in Jungkook's direction. He was struggling to reach his phone, accidentally pushing a glass off the bedside table. You retrieved his phone and handed it to him, accepting his apology for disturbing you. Wine, it's okay, you can ask me for help. As he lay back on the bed, you intended to go back to your side when a thought struck you. What if he woke up and the broken glass hurt his feet? You decided to clean it first. In the process, a piece of glass pricked your hand and you hissed in pain. Jungkook, concerned, heard your discomfort and got up. Jungkook, what happened? Wine, nothing. Ignoring the pain, you picked up the glass, wrapped it in polythene and threw it in the dustbin. Jungkook, sensing something was off, slowly put his feet down to check and found no glass. Jungkook, Wine? You came near him. Wine, what happened? Jungkook made you sit and checked your hands. Jungkook, where did you get hurt? You were just looking at him, appreciating his care, but the letter's hurt lingered. Wine. It's nothing, I'm fine. Jungkook concerned. It's not fine, it must be painful. Wine in mind. Yes, it's painful. A lot, but not on my finger. My heart is paining. He took the first aid and attempted to apply ointment. Despite his impaired eyesight, he tried his best and somehow managed. Wine. Thanks. You both laid down, Jungkook thinking. She cleared the glass just for me? My wine hasn't changed. She cared for me even today after everything I did in past. Flashback. He was your boyfriend and the bond you shared was inseparable. You, Jungkook, Mark and Lily form a close-knit group of friends navigating through college days with shared laughter and companionship. Love blossomed between you and Jungkook, leading to a heartfelt proposal and a beautiful journey of dating. As college came to an end, your connection with Jungkook deepened. On your birthday, anticipation filled the air as you eagerly awaited his presence. Standing there since 9 a.m., the clock ticked on until it reached 2 p.m. Despite numerous attempts to reach him, your calls went unanswered and a sense of unease settled in. Finally, around 4 p.m., Jungkook's call came through. Wine. Jungkook, are you fine? Where are you? Why weren't you picking up my calls? I was really getting worried. Please come fast. I'm waiting for you. I won't cut the cake until you arrive. Your uneasiness transformed into momentary relief upon hearing his voice, but what followed shattered the fragile peace. Jungkook. Wine. Actually, his voice, once comforting, now carried an unexpected weight, breaking slightly. Wine. Cookie, what happened? Jungkook. I won't break up, Wine. You struggled to comprehend, hoping it was a cruel misinterpretation. Wine. Cookie, I think I heard something wrong. Can you repeat? Jungkook was silent for a moment before delivering the devastating words. Jungkook. I won't break up, Wine. I don't want to be with you. Your world crumbled, your heart skipped a beat, and tears flowed uncontrollably. The gift he presented on your birthday was a painful farewell, leaving you heartbroken and hurt. Actually, truth was that when he was coming to meet you, he bought so many gifts for you. His car was filled with gifts, chocolates and flowers. He was actually planning to propose you for wedding. He was all ready and so happy for your birthday. He is a mafia, but for you, he was all a gentleman and love and pampers you a lot. For him, you were his world. He was driving when suddenly a dog came in front of his car. He quickly pressed the brake, but brake was failed. So he quickly turned his car in another direction and got into a very worse accident. People nearby called the ambulance. In John's mansion, Mr. John got a call. Mr. John. Who is this? Receptionist. Hello, your son got into an accident. Please come to City Hospital. Mr. John's eyes widened when Mrs. John came. Mrs. John. What happened, honey? Why are you looking stressed? Mr. John. Jungkook got into an accident. Mrs. John's heart skipped a beat and she started panicking. Mr. John. We need to go to hospital. Fast. Sarah was standing behind Mrs. John and she started crying and she said that she will also go to hospital. Everybody went to hospital and Jungkook's condition was serious. Mrs. John crying. My Jungkook, will he be fine, honey? Mr. John consoled Mrs. John. Mr. John. Yeah, he will be fine. He is the son of the Mafia king. He is so strong. When doctors came outside. Mrs. John. Is my Jungkook fine? Doctor. Yeah, he is out of danger, but... Mr. John concerned. But... Doctors. He got injured at his head, due to which he lost his eyesight. I mean, he may lose. Everybody's eyes widened. Mr. John. Wait, what are you saying, doctor? There must be any solution. Any surgery, any medicine, any treatment. Tell me, my son cannot be blind for the rest of his life. Doctors. Yes, it can, but I can't say when. But we will give him medication so in future he will be fine. I mean, there are chances that his eyesight will come back. Mrs. John, where is my Jungkook? I want to meet him. Doctor, you cannot meet him, ma'am. Wait for some time. Mr. John, we will meet him now. And that's final. Do you have any problem, doctor? Doctor scared. No. Mr. John, Mrs. John and Sarah went inside and saw him. His head was covered with bandage. Mrs. John and her family were crying by thanking God that their son is at least fine and out of danger. When Jungkook woke up and he saw his family and his mom and sister hugged him, and Mr. John also asked him about his situation and accident. So he explained everything about the brake fail and all. Then his family told him about the condition that he will be blind. He got so shocked and worried, but the first thought that came into his mind after knowing this was of you. He thought that if he will marry you, then he would not be able to fulfill his responsibilities and he would be a burden to you. So he decided to break up with you. But when he called you and did break up, he heard your sobs. He was also crying so badly and cut the call. When you spoke that you heard something wrong, tears flowed from his eyes and he somehow controlled his sobs. At that time, his sister Sarah was with him and saw his conditions. When he got to know that he would get blind in some time, he took his wallet in which he always kept your pic with him. He was just seeing it and tears were flowing from his eyes and he was apologizing to you. He slept by keeping your pic on his chest. Next day when he woke up, he felt his eyes were getting little blurred. So his parents quickly called the doctor, but he saw your picture as he knew that he would get blind in some time, so he wanted to just remember your face. But when doctors came, until then he already became blind. And when doctors examined and said that he can't see now, but he should take medicine and maybe sooner or later he will be fine. Flashback ended. Next day when you woke up, you saw Jungkook coming out from the bathroom with wet hairs and his stick for support. He was looking so handsome. You were just looking at him when a flashback of you and Jungkook came. Flashback. You and Jungkook were walking and you both saw an old couple. Jungkook smiled. One day you and me would also be like this. And we will be coming here at this place for a walk together when we would be old. Wine smiling. We need to wait for that time. Firstly, we need to get married. Jungkook nodded and smiled. Jungkook, it will be so romantic to wake up and see each other's face and then again cuddle for long. Wine. Yeah, and seeing you come out of the bathroom all wet hairs. Wow. And then I will wake up and hug you. You said while imagining him while looking up in the sky. Jungkook looked at you and raised an eyebrow and smirked. Jungkook, am I not handsome now? Wine. No, I mean you will look more handsome then. Jungkook smirking. Oh really? You blushed and turned your face in another direction as you know that he is gonna tease you for this even in future. Flashback ended. At present, wine in mind. Wow, what a fate. We are married as we imagined and now you are right in front of me with wet hairs, obviously looking so handsome. But things have really changed. I cannot hug you now. We both are married but not emotionally together. We both are in love, but I am in love with you and you are with someone else. Your eyes got numb by thinking this when Sarah came. Sarah, oh wow, Oppa, you are looking so handsome. Unni, you are awake? Come, mom made breakfast and she is calling both of you. Jungkook coldly. Why? I mean, chef didn't came today. Sarah, no, he is on leave for today. Unni, come with me, I want to talk to you. You nodded and went behind her. Sarah, Unni, did Oppa talk to you about anything? Why? No, why? Sarah, I just wondered that did he talk to you about his relationship or not? Wine, relationship? You were confused. Sarah, oh, don't worry, it was past relationship, nothing serious. I was just telling that maybe Oppa will need some time because he had not moved on properly. So I was just saying to please try to understand him also. He is really nice person and very responsible. Yeah, but sometimes he becomes so cruel and heartless person as he belongs to Mafia world. And from the day he lost his eyesight, he became so silent. He don't even talk much and even behave rude sometimes. But you don't worry, he will not scold his wife. You nodded, but inside you were feeling hurt, as you think that after your breakup he was in relationship with someone else. Fine. Can I ask you something, Sarah? Sarah, yes, of course. Wine concerned. How he lost his eyesight? Sarah, he lost it in an accident due to brake fail, but he is still hiring a detective to investigate about it. That who did the brake fail, but still no response from detective. You nodded while understanding the situation when Sarah went for breakfast. Wine thinking, due to brake fail? I am also suspicious now. And what kind of detective he hired, who didn't able to find out about this case from past year? You called Lily, your best friend, who is a detective. Wine on call. Hello, Lily? Lily. Hello, Wine. How are you? Are you fine? Wine. Yeah, I'm fine. Lily. How are you living with that person who broke you and your heart a year ago? Did you talk to Jungkook and ask the reason why he broke up? Wine. No, Lily, and I don't care why he broke up. It's not much important to me now. Lily sighed. Lily. Yeah, acha, tell me why you called me. Wine. Actually, I want your help. I want you to find out about Jungkook's accident. You told everything what Sarah told about his accident. Lily. Alright, Wine, I will find it out and come to my place tomorrow morning. I will give you all the information. Wine. This much fast? I mean, will you be able to find out so quickly? Lily. Yeah, of course. Don't worry and take care. Wine. You too, and thank you, Lily. You cut the call. Who would be behind Jungkook's accident? What turn will your life take? Tell me your answers and reviews in comments. Part 2 will be posted soon. I will not make you wait for long, and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to stay updated. Like and share the video and tell me in comments how you liked it. I really love to read all your lovely comments, and soon Taeyong's FF is also coming, so don't miss out anything.